Welcome to Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Hey there, Chris Miller. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you so much. I'll probably have a few choice words to say. I'm going to try to bite my tongue a little bit, Hello, Carlene. Good morning to you, too. I did this story a while back when he actually had got bail, bond, and then he was on the loose. They had trouble finding him. So first, what I'm going to do is go ahead and replay the initial first. This is Adam James Renk, and I did not have Natasha Still at the time. I did not know her part in this. Now more it's come out. Hey there, Renk Warren. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So without further ado, I need to make sure to get this. I had named it Dangerous Pedophile. Here we go. Matthew 18, verse 10, take heed that you despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father, which is in heaven. Everyone says we don't need to do anything, we need to just be silent, but that's not what the Bible says. The Bible says, even in Isaiah chapter 1, verse 17, learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take out the cause of the fatherless, take a plea the case of the widow. Thank you. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism. Note that his name is not just Adam Renk. He also went by an alias Dean Renk. Comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, and personal use tips and balance in favor of fair use. I'm going to put up here. Meant to also do a ticker thing, create a banner. I should have done that earlier. Trigger warning, probably. It didn't work out right there. All right, so we get further right here. That's how that keeps going. Read more. And is being sought on both coasts of the country for SA and torture of children. If you have ever considered, share the post. As I said before, this was my initial one that I did on him, and then we're going to put the updated to it, all right? Please make it this one. Wanted for allegedly assaulting at least 2 different children. Please share these crimes in these are 2 different states. He could be anywhere. Post from Kathy Pierce, Missing Persons Advocacy Center. Copied and pasted for those of you without Facebook. Wanted pedophile alert. Oregon State Police and Alabama officials are searching for a pedophile. Adam James Renk, a.k.a. Dean Renk, 39, is a pedophile who is accused of SAing and torturing children under 12 years of age, and he is wanted in both Oregon and Alabama by Oregon State Police, Mobile Police, and the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force for Sex Crimes Against Children, Child Victims. Adam Renk was last seen leaving Alabama on August 7, 2024, Excuse me, he has strong ties to Oregon and Wasco County, Oregon. He is believed to be traveling in a converted Ford ambulance, which is now painted two-tone white over gray, and has solar panels installed on the top of an Oregon license plate of 353 JWK. Adam Renk is a white male, 6 feet 1, weighs 157 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. Adam Renk has a handlebar mustache. He changes his appearance often. He may have shaved his facial hair, and his hair is bald. Identifying markings to look for: fingernails, usually gross, tattoo of a horse on his back, a Jackie Cousteau quote on his chest, possibly an Oregon license plate tattoo, has a mountain scene on his left kneecap, bicep, leaves on his left forearm, has a pot belly. He usually has a bike and a kayak. He's vegan and very proud of it. He loves to stand out. He has a lot of ready cash. He has a house. He was a house flipper and a mechanic, so knowledgeable in these fields. I've added the different photos of him to show his many different appearances. He won't drive main roads to get his wanted information to rural gas stations. Adam Rink is an avid camper and he knows how to live in the wilderness. He knows he's wanted, so he will most likely stay in the wilderness areas while traveling. On June the 21st, 2024, Oregon State Police detectives responded to an SA disclosure made by a child. The child disclosed Rink as the offender. On September the 4th, 2024, Adam Rink was indicted in Wasco County on 3 felony charges: first-degree unlawful sexual penetration, first-degree sodomy, and first-degree sexual abuse of a minor under 12 years old on or about June the 1st, 2020. A bench warrant for Rink's arrest was issued by Wasco County Circuit Court Judge Marion Weatherford on September the 5th, 2024. During this investigation, OSP discovered Adam Rink has been charged in another case involving a child in Mobile, Alabama. The Alabama charges include child abuse first and second degree sexual abuse first and second degree torture involving an 11-year-old victim. The victims in the two separate states are not related. Adam James Rink, aka Dean Rink, was arrested and charged with sexual torture and abuse early in August the 7th, 2024, and arrested for sexual abuse of a child under 12 on August 13, 2024. How come y'all let him go? I want to know, how come y'all let him go? Mobile police started looking into the incident after a family member went to authorities worried for the well-being of the 11-year-old. According to court documents, Rink had a torture room and strapped the child to a wall. Documents say Rink hit the child with a paddle for sexual pleasure. Investigators suggest there's another side to Rink, a dark and disturbing and one capable of unthinkable acts against children. It is that side of Adam Rink, they say, that landed him in jail in Mobile and in a mugshot from Metro Jail. Like I said, why did y'all let him go? A court document reviewed by NBC 15 News add chilling details to the allegations. Side notes scribbled by a judge on hearing documents that take the child sexual abuse charges against him to a deeper, darker place. In those margins were notes taken during the hearing, allegations that the 39-year-old had a torture room where investigators say he strapped the 11-year-old female to the wall and paddled her for his own sexual pleasure. Co-defendant, child's mother, and detective. Did y'all hear that? He strapped the little girl to the wall, on the torture wall, and paddled her for his own sexual gratification. And the point is, the mother in this case, the woman in this case, actually allowed it, gave the little girl to him to do this. Detectives say there's another player in this disturbing drama. One already arrested, they say, for a sporting role. She's co-defendant Natasha Still of Irvington, Alabama. Oh, you sicko. She is charged with aggravated child abuse. Prosecutors say she let Rink paddle the girl for his sexual pleasure. Natasha Still remains locked up in Metro Jail where she belongs. How come y'all let him go? Wow. I'm still going to keep asking that. Court documents say Adam Renk pled not guilty and asked for a preliminary hearing. The hearing was scheduled for October the 10th, 2024. We need your help sharing Adam Renk's name and face everywhere possible so we can get this monster off the streets and before any more young girls are victimized. It's probably a little too late for that. Individuals say Adam Renk, who wish to prey on young children, have no place in our society. He is a predator, and this isn't his first time victimizing a young child. But I pray this is his last. Mothers out there, keep this monster away from your children. Adam Renk's YouTube channel. You can watch the video so you can learn the sound of his voice in case you're out and run across this monster. You will recognize his voice. Please avoid copying and pasting our work as your own. The content we produce is a result of our research, dedication, and hard work that we spent hours on, and to put this post together with all the possible information we can find that may help in locating him. We consider it highly unprofessional to present our work as someone else's. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of this pedophile, no matter how small or insignificant you may think it could be what needed to bring him to justice, or information about possible additional victims, is asked to contact the Mobile Police Department in Mobile, Alabama at 251 208 72. That's what it gets me when they say something about that he don't belong in our society. Then why did they give him bond? I don't y'all agree with that? Y'all agree with that? Put up a one. If they keep saying he don't belong in our, society and out there, why did they let him out? 211 or Wasco County Sheriff's Office on Oregon, at 541-506-2580, or OSP Detective Cassie Benz through dispatch at 800-442-0776, or by dialing OSP *677 on a mobile phone. Okay, let's go on down. Here is the culprit. Look at him. Look at this sicko, y'all. Hey, lady. Good to see you. Thank you so much, Lady 7. I appreciate it. Glad you're here. So, Oregon State Police and Alabama are looking for him. Okay, so let me go to this other information I have found. Here's a man indicted on sex crimes in Oregon, Alabama on the loose. This is listen to this article now. Here is a man who is wanted for child sex crimes in both Oregon and Alabama is on the loose, and Oregon State Police is asking for the public's help to locate him. Okay, we got this information a few already. I want to show y'all some of his pictures. This is his Instagram I found. Here is his Instagram, okay? And we go all the way up to the top. He's got it Renk Lifer. And he's got his name as Dean Adam Renk. You see see this right here? So it's called Renk Lifer, RENKLIFER at Instagram. Goes by the name of Dean Adam Renk. I'm on this crazy journey called life. Follow along if you dare. Look at all these posts. See how it looks like it's got earth something on the side of it. Let's look at his pictures. Yes, he's kayaking right there. There's where it was like an ambulance right there at the time. Got a dog and a cat. I feel sorry for the animals. Feel sorry for the animals to be around somebody so sick like that. Wow. He's actually got a song on the back of his RV, which he might have took down by now, right? Max speed, please pass. Did also see a close-up of how the vehicle looks in the front. He's got a back rail on the front, too. On the back. There he is right here, too. There's a closer up of his RV, or I don't know if that's still the ambulance thing, but that's how it looks in the front, y'all. So we're going on further up. It says Earth Run is what it shows. Thank you for showing us the vehicle. He loves going into the mountains, y'all. Look at these different looks of his. Look at these different looks. So he could even be wearing like a pirate
here too. That's
whatever. See,
right here. That's what I wondered. Who?
So if y'all want to get some of these pictures and look at his, if you got Instagram, there he is at Instagram right here. He put these pictures up himself. He said he's on his crazy called life. Let's see his YouTube channel. Okay, his YouTube channel is Renk Life. So let me mute my mic, see if we can hear him speak.
That's the only way we had to do it.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Oh, geez.
Hello, friends and family. Welcome to another exciting episode of Renk Life. Today's episode, like most of my episodes, is nothing like any of the other episodes that you have seen so far. Today, I'm going to be giving you a tour of a conversion van that I built. Well, I didn't actually build the van, but I did the conversion in the van. And it's not actually my van. It's a friend of mine who commissioned me to build the conversion in this van. They gave me 3 requirements that I had to make. First, the person that's going to be staying in this van is over 6 feet tall, so they wanted it to be comfortable for someone who's 6 feet tall. Luckily, I am just over 6 feet tall, so it's easy for me to use myself as a model to make sure that everything fit. The second requirement that they had is they wanted the kitchen to be separate from the living quarters. So if you cook maybe something with a lot of spices like Indian food, it's not going to smell up the whole van. So it's going to be separate.
Curious to see what he says, part 2.5 of my story, see what he would have to say about that, right?
So I've been sitting here editing a bunch of the footage that I've taken of the trip. And I was thinking to myself how I want to present these videos. I mean, I've watched a lot of travel blogs, I've read a lot, I've seen a lot of pictures, and there's just a million different ways to do it. I know that I could just put videos and pictures of our trip and put a little fun little dialogue with it, but there's a million of those online already. And those are nice and all, but I want it to be personal, because when I read somebody else's blog or when I watch their videos, what makes it enjoyable for me is when I really get a chance to know the person and their story and what's going on with them while they're taking their travels. So that's what I want to do with mine. I want to tell a story with my videos. And it occurred to me that if I want my
He kind of like did tell a story, didn't he, on the run and everything, right?
videos to tell a story, and I just tell you that story of my travels, that it's going to seem out of context. It's not going to make a lot of sense. It's going to be like one chapter of a book. And if you haven't read the chapter 3, 4, and 5, chapter 6 isn't going to make a lot of sense. So the only logical way that I can do this, I believe, is that if I tell you a little bit about the story that brought me here, why I'm on this trip, and why it means so much to me personally. But the hardest part about any storytelling is figuring out where to start, how far back to go. Well, with me, for this to make any sense at all, I have to go all the way back to the day that I was born. Because, see, I wasn't just born to any average normal mother. No, I was born to a mother that had a gypsy spirit. And even though by the time I was born, I was her last child, she was trying to figure out how to settle down in the world, and her traveling days were kind of behind her, she still installed that gypsy spirit in me. My whole life I've had itchy feet, always wanting to get out and
I could not stand listening to him anymore. I am so sorry, y'all. I had to cut it off. Can y'all hear me okay?
That's other.
His voice is disturbing me too, his looks and everything. So please pass this on.
See what
Go
else
for
we got
sure.
here.
Oh, there, Arctic Woods. Good to see you. Said I just showed. Do y'all want me to go back to the Instagram and show them pictures again?
I think we'll go past that.
They're right
Go
on
ahead.
his
I
hamlets.
think
Which
I'll
one
go
is he
ahead and
driving?
close this one out right here. Okay. And we're going to the next thing here. And it says right here, it's OSP seeks public's help in finding a man wanted in Oregon and Alabama for sex crimes against children, which they got him. So I just wanted to touch base a little bit. Where in Salem, Oregon State Police and the Mobile, Alabama Police Department are seeking the public's help to locate Adam Renk, 39, who's wanted in both states for sex crimes against child victims. On June the 21st, OSP detectives responded to a sexual abuse disclosure made by a minor. The minor disclosed Renk as a perpetrator. Troopers said Renk had since been indicted on multiple crimes against a child victim under the age of 12. He is charged with unlawful sexual penetration in the first degree, sodomy in the first degree, and sexual abuse in the first degree. As part of their investigation, OSP detectives learned Renk has been charged in another case involving a minor victim in Mobile, Alabama. The Alabama charges include child sexual abuse and torture involving an 11-year-old victim. The victims in the two states are not related, OSP said. Alabama law enforcement agencies and the U.S. Marshal Service are attempting to locate Renk. Okay, that's going down because we already got that part. Okay, so let's go to the next story. So here is where Midtown mobile man faces child sexual abuse torture. Here is Natasha. This is the part that's going to have her included, all right? So, a Midtown Mobile man is facing child sexual abuse and torture charges after prosecutors say a woman allowed him to take the child and paddle her for sexual gratification. She allowed him. So, why is she not getting the maximum amount as well? When she goes like this, knows what he's going to be doing. Adam Renk was arrested and charged with sexual torture and abuse earlier. I think that speaker thing is taking up half the screen. Is it or not? Okay, hold on a minute. So, you get this back over here. Okay, so let me get it back to the small. I hate how it keeps changing that out. Please forgive me. Okay, so let's go and show the next picture. Share the screen. Midtown. Hope this is the same one. There it is. Can y'all see her okay? This is a Midtown man facing child sexual abuse and torture charges. A Midtown Mobile man is facing child sexual abuse and torture charges after prosecutors say a woman allowed him to take a child and paddle her. There she is right there, y'all. So he's had since been bonded out. So yeah, he got bonded out. Can y'all believe it? Yeah, he essayed her and he got bonded out. But there's another reason why she did not get bonded out, which I'm going to show y'all that in a few minutes, okay? But all she got arrested for is aggravated child abuse. That's the only thing they charged her with this case. Yet she allowed the sexual abuse. Adam Renk was arrested and charged with sexual torture and abuse earlier this month and then arrested again on a sex abuse charge. He has since bonded out of jail. So you see that right there? Adam Renk was arrested and charged with sexual torture and abuse earlier this month and then arrested again on a sex abuse charge. He since bonded out. So he was arrested twice and let out both times? What's wrong with this picture, y'all? Co-defendant Natasha Still is charged with aggravated child abuse. Prosecutors say she let Renk paddle the girl. She remained in jail, as a Monday evening jail records show. Fox 10 News was told that Mobile police started looking into the incident after a family member went to authorities worried for the well-being of the 11-year-old. Thank God for that family member who cared enough to expose it, right? So now let's go over here to her arrest, and it's not the same thing. Oh, you had to restart your computer? Sorry, I had to keep changing this thing. I hate this big thing getting in the middle of my way. They need to change that, you know. I'm going to have to complain to them and tell them that I'm tired of having to keep changing it back and forth. You didn't miss a lot. Okay, here is where, is this her arrest? Close. Here she was arrested, see? But look what she was arrested for. Theft of property in the first degree. This is when she was arrested, May the 10th, 2020. So to get to find out, okay, what did she actually steal? So let's go to that right quick. Hey, Sheila Hamps. Good to see you. What are you sad? This case right here? See this lady here. Second arrest made in Brew, y'all. Copy trailer theft. Authorities say Natasha Still helped Thomas Dotson steal the trailer last Monday. If Still's mugshot looks familiar, she's also charged with aggravated child abuse in a high-profile case. This is her right here. Here's that man, and there's that Dotson boy. So then I went ahead and let's see what goes on there now. Hope you stay safe, everyone, too. This weather is crazy. I'm praying for us all. And y'all continue to pray for all of us as well. Appreciate that. Okay. Share screen again. So here is actually the news article. Right here with what she had done. Here she is. Second arrest made in Brew, y'all, copy trailer. It was actually, look how expensive it was. It said, an Irvington woman is facing theft of property charge. Mobile police said Natasha Still was a woman caught on surveillance video last Monday. Police say she helped steal the Brew Y'all copy trailer in West Mobile. According to MPD, Thomas James Dotson is in jail on the same charges. Police said the pair loaded up the trailer and took off with it around 4 a.m. Monday morning. Later that day, Fox 10 News' Shelby Myers was interviewing one of the owners of Brew Y'all when they got the call that the trailer had been spotted. Look how much it was itself. According to court documents, the value of the trailer and what was inside was $40,000. Okay? $40,000. Still won't be getting out of Metro jail anytime soon. A spokesperson with the Mobile County district attorney's office said when the theft was committed, Still was out on bond on an aggravated child abuse charge. You mean they had let her out on bond for the child abuse charge? What's wrong with you people? Why y'all keep saying that y'all are here for the children and yet you let these perpetrators out constantly? Why? Court documents allege that last year Still allowed Adam Renk to paddle an 11-year-old girl for his sexual pleasure. Renk was charged with multiple sodomy and sexual abuse charges. He's currently out on bond after the theft arrest. Still's bond was revoked and she's back in Metro. We're glad she was caught, right? Let me warn you, this is going to be a little, let me warn y'all. I got to warn you on this, seeing this, it's going to be hard to listen to. But I have to share it, you know. We need to know all the facts, right? And we give credit where credit is due to this lady here that is doing this, okay?
Accused of keeping a torture room inside his home has now pleaded guilty.
Wait a minute. Did y'all see the picture? Did y'all see the picture of the torture room?
Adam James Renk, 40 years old, admitted to multiple charges of child abuse. I cannot say the whole thing because then I get in trouble here on my platform. And this also includes crimes against a child under the age of 12. Prosecutors say inside his Mobile, Alabama home was a room allegedly used to restrain and abuse an 11-year-old girl, a space investigators described as a dungeon. Just days before trial was set to begin, Renk entered what's called a blind plea, meaning there was no decision on sentencing. That decision is now entirely up to the judge. Sentencing is scheduled for February 11th, and prosecutors have confirmed Renk also faces separate abuse charges in Oregon. They didn't.
Yeah, but you know what's wrong with the story here? Y'all want to know what makes me mad on this story here? They dropped 5 of the charges with his plea deal. Can y'all believe that? 5 of the charges were dropped. So as we go over here and see this, Adam Renk entered a blind plea of guilty to 3 counts Monday in Mobile Circuit Court. Renk pled guilty to sex abuse of a child less than 12, sodomy in the first degree, and sexual abuse in the first degree. 5 other charges were dropped by the DA, by the district attorney. Sentences is set for February the 11th. Renk faces sex charges in Mobile and in Oregon. If y'all really genuinely care about the children, stop dropping all the charges, okay? Stop it. He needs to have the maximum sentence for everything, all right? Jeez, Alabama, get it right. Sick and tired of you, Alabama, not getting it right. I will call you out because I lived in Alabama and y'all wouldn't do a dang thing to protect me either. So I've got every right to say something, right? So, see if there's anything here. Okay. That's the same thing. It says he strapped her to the wall, so we don't need to look at that one. We already said that one, right? So let's go to the next one. I hope you're safe too, Sheila. How was the weather over there in Texas? Y'all let me know how y'all's weather's doing too, please. And see, wait a minute. Let's see what you said, Chris. So DAs don't give a flying. No, they don't, do they?
Let's see what this says here.
Search happening right now for a Mobile man accused of
That's when
multiple
he was on a
sexual abuse
search.
charges. Adam Renk is wanted by Mobile police and the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force.
We first reported on Renk last week when he was arrested and charged with sexual abuse and the torture of an 11-year-old child. Now, he has since bonded out. Fox News reporter Ariel Mallory is in the studio now with more details.
And Ariel, you spoke with a neighbor who says she's just shocked about all this.
Yeah, I did, Lanice and Shelby. Now, she didn't want to be identified, but she says she never expected to hear these accusations about her neighbor. Now, she told me she recently saw Renk after he bonded out of jail, packing up an RV, and believes he's on the run. Now, we do want to warn you, some of these details are graphic.
When it happened, when I came home the other day and the cop cars were here, it totally shocked me. I just was in shock. I was like, couldn't believe it.
That's how one Midtown
It's a
woman
wrap, Chris.
responded to the disturbing allegations about her neighbor, Adam Renk. Renk is actively wanted by U.S. Marshals and the Mobile Police Department for several charges of sexual abuse, with possible new charges. Renk was arrested twice this month on charges of sexual torture and abuse. According to court documents, Renk had a torture room at this home on Coventry Way and strapped an 11-year-old girl to a wall. Documents say Renk hit the child with a paddle for sexual pleasure. A neighbor says she never suspected this alleged behavior.
Never. I mean, very, very quiet. Like I said, no parties. Had very few visitors to his home. Just like I said, it was a shock. The thing that freaked me out was the torture room. I couldn't believe that. It was like, wow, you know, you would think that you would see some signs of that.
Another out-of-state law enforcement agency contacted MPD after seeing Renk was arrested. We're told they had new information about the cases in Mobile. Police say he bonded out of jail before they could add on the new charges. Those charges include first and second degree sodomy, as well as first and second degree sex abuse. The neighbor says she believes he is on the run.
I came home the other day and the day after he got out of jail, and he came home and he has a little RV over there and a Jeep. And he was frantically packing it. Him and his girlfriend were packing. They packed up and they pulled away.
Investigators also arrested Natasha Still and charged her with aggravated child abuse. According to police, Still allowed Renk to paddle the girl. Now,
So they were both on the run. You see, they both bonded out and they both went on the run.
the neighbor hopes Renk will turn himself in.
Turn yourself in. I mean, you need help.
Now, court documents say he pleaded not guilty last week and asked for a preliminary hearing, though that hearing was scheduled for October the 10th. Now, if you know where Adam Renk could be, you're asked to call the Mobile Police Department. Now, as for Natasha Still, she remains in Metro Jail. Live tonight in the studio, Ariel Mallory, Fox 10 News.
It did not add that extra little umph there on her. Well, so y'all need to know what her sentence is. Okay, let's go over here. Man accused of having a torture room in his Alabama home pled guilty to child sex abuse. It's going down here. Okay, here's what her sentence, okay? Renk's co-defendant, 43-year-old Natasha Still, was sentenced to 15 years in prison after pleading guilty to a child abuse charge related to allowing a child to be restrained. Okay, to be restrained, to be tied up. She allowed him to tie the girl up, okay? All but 1 year will be suspended, and she will receive credit for time served, according to the outlet. After her release, she'll remain on probation for 5 years. Renk is scheduled to be sentenced on February 11th. WLOX reports. Wow. So what do y'all feel about this case here?
It just burns me up, you know? It's only natural. It's okay. You're doing the best you can. Sometimes we say things like that, you know, out of anger. And this should make everybody angry, right? I don't know whether she's the mom or nothing. It never said that this was her daughter. So whose child was this that she said he could do this? Was she the babysitter or what was she to that child, right? Because it never said that she was the child's mother. Be careful who y'all let watch your children, people. Y'all, please. And you would tell, looking at the videos, you'd see that he say like, okay, you know, you would not know that he's this perpetrator, this predator, but you never know. You never know by somebody's looks whether they are or not. So be sure to be watchful and mindful. So we need to hold off and see what happens February the 11th to see what that is. But I really think there needs to be a law so that, like, when a person, like a parent or whoever, sells their child to somebody, and whatever these people do to your child, who your parent or whoever sold to this other person, they need to face the same penalty of that person who sexually abused them, okay? Raped them, because you sold them knowing that this is what's going to happen to your child. You don't need to just get a slap on the wrist and be charged with selling your child, you know. You need to slap on the wrist for whatever actions that you're allowing these perpetrators to do to these victims. And I think that's where the law needs to change and throw the book at these people that are doing this to these children, okay? It probably happened a lot less if that was done this way, if this law was changed. We need it changed, y'all. We need it changed. I pray that these kids are doing okay. I know that they still got to do the case up in Oregon to the once he's sodomized up there. So y'all pray for this kid to be able to stand up and be able to speak up. I'm so sorry that memories of what you've gone through. I'm so sorry. We're here for you though, Chris, okay? We love you bunches. You deserve justice too, and so many people just turn their backs and they try to blame people that have been abused, and guys got it hard too. But y'all ever notice that a lot of times I had different guy friends who have been victimized like this, and people would say, you know, well, did you like it? I'm sure you liked it, or something like that. What are you complaining about? You know, you got whatever, you know what I mean? That's what they tell a guy instead of going like this, like, let me help work through with you. You know, we're here for you. Let's support, you know. It's not the guy's fault for whatever happens to him as a kid or whatever. It's not your fault, Chris. It's not your fault at all. Whoever done these heinous actions, it's their fault. And we will stand beside y'all. Hey, Peggy, good morning to you too. Can y'all give Chris some love, please? Chris needs some love. Make sure that you are loved and cared about, man. And if you ever want to talk, we're here for you, man. And I know there's people over there at Facebook that's listening too, that I'm sure they give you love too. And they care. There's a lot of genuine people who will listen to this later on. And it's not your fault. If I could give you a big hug, brother, I will. I would. Well, thank you for everyone coming in. And say God bless y'all. Just know in time they're going to get justice. If not in this lifetime, they will in the end. Oh, look at that. Peggy's giving you love. We care about you guys. We care about you, bro. Care about each and every one of y'all that have been victimized or people that's going like this and trying to help the victims. Thank y'all so much for caring. Lots of love, everybody. And I felt like this was important on getting this out. I'm like, oh no, that's that same. I said, oh no, this guy, this Renk guy, right? I thought its name sounds awfully familiar. Does anyone remember me telling them that guy's name is awfully familiar? And I looked it up. Oh, he was the one that was on the run that I did a story. Like, okay, so that's why I felt like I needed to bring it up to par, right? Because when you go with a story today, it don't have about him going on the run and the pictures and all that kind of stuff like normally. So y'all need to be brought up to date that. And I can't believe that they knew he did torture, right, of that girl, and that they still gave him bond. What's wrong with the picture? So y'all put in mind that that's one thing we need to be asking our legislators. Say, okay, y'all make the people pay who sells kids, okay, who goes like this, but you do not make them pay for the crime that's these perpetrators are going to do to them. Since you're selling them for sexual things for them to do whatever, your child might be murdered, your child might be no telling what all is going to go on with your child when they're doing this, okay? So I think the person that's selling them needs to get the full extent of the law too, a lifetime in prison as well. And I think if it's got stiffer penalties towards these people that's selling the kids to these animals, I think that's going to help out a lot more. Do y'all agree with that? So we need to really get something going in legislature or something like that and writing and said, hey, we're tired of this. In Alabama and all these states that said y'all are going out after to try the best benefit of the children, you are such liars. I'm going to call you out. You are such a liar. When you just give somebody, bond, that tortures a kid. You know he's a danger to children, and you let him out on bond? Excuse me. No. No excuse. You know what? If you let somebody out on bond, maybe we need to put the charges on you for letting out a criminal where he could go and act, instead of giving him more time in jail. Y'all got new laws out there that y'all could end up doing a death penalty. There's a lot more laws out there. So come on. Don't make no excuses. Do the job. If you really care about our children, do something about it. Don't just say in a news article, oh, we're here for the children, but then they give slap on the wrist. We're tired of it. We laugh at y'all. We seriously laugh at y'all just because we know you're lying. Because that's just a ploy that y'all always say. It's sad, though. Because it's not the truth. Thank y'all so much, and God bless y'all. Y'all have a great day, and please be safe, everyone. Stay warm. Keep your waters dripping. Sometimes you have to open up your cabinets to make sure your pipes don't freeze and stuff. So y'all be careful. If y'all got to go anywhere, be careful even walking on a sidewalk or anything. If you got to worry about farm animals outside. Thank you so much. God bless you. And Chris, when you being a firefighter, you be careful too. Stay warm and safe, exactly. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Carlene. Good night.